When you move abroad, you face many losses. Loss of country, loss of home, loss of friends, loss of family, your professional identity, often your career. But if you dig deeper, if you're willing to give it a shot, you can also gain tremendously from your move abroad. And today I'm going to talk about how I found my voice, how I found my superpower, how I found my zone of genius after moving to the US. I'm currently in Golden Gate Park, beautiful Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. But I want to talk about my own experiences with finding my voice, my identity, and my superpower in the US. And I thought, what better place to do that than here in San Francisco, where it all started. My name is Naina Kaputi. I'm the founder and CEO of the Expat Woman, and I live in the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm a little bit distracted because this is a really busy walking trail, and I have to make sure also that I don't trip while I speak. But I wanted to talk about my journey, and 4th of July is happening. It is America's Independence Day. Now, I know there are a lot of negative feelings currently towards the US, but I'm not going to go into that. I'm just going to talk about how I, as an individual, found myself in this country, and I'm hoping I can inspire you as well. If you are struggling with your identity, if you're struggling to really showcase your expertise, create impact, influence, etc. And since the Expat Woman was founded in San Francisco, I thought this would be the perfect place to shoot this video. I love doing walks and talks, not the best yet with doing them, but I thought I'd give it a try. It's been a while. So, with the US, when I moved here, I didn't have a job, and I really struggled when I met people at parties, at events, and they asked me what I did. But I had already taken a risk by coming to the US, by studying film, a totally different career. I also met my husband, who's American, and took another risk by saying yes when he asked me to marry him and move to this country for good, or at least for the initial period. It's now been over 20 years and I'm still here in the US. But I didn't set out to build my voice. I didn't set out to find myself. I didn't set out to find my superpower. Those things kind of happened organically because I took the risk, because I said yes to things, because I decided to give things a try, even though I wasn't perfect. I wasn't sure how things would move forward. I didn't have the experience, the expertise, the skills. But I decided to pursue my passion. I was given a second chance, moving to the US, getting my work permit, my green card, and then eventually my citizenship. And I know that doesn't happen easily for a lot of people. I lucked out because I married an American. Again, we're not going to focus on that because I have learned and I have seen firsthand. I've worked with thousands of women living abroad, and I have seen so many of them in the most difficult situations, still stepping out of their comfort zone, still finding their voice, following their passions, their dreams, making it happen. Now, since I'm walking in Golden Gate Park, and it is a really lovely park, I might occasionally turn the camera around and give you a little peek and glimpse into my surroundings. I'm actually here because my daughter's doing a fly fishing class at the casting pond here in Golden Gate Park. You can see them fishing. I don't know if she's going to get anything or catch any fish. It's her first time, but it's summer vacation. And again, I encourage my kids to try new things. And I might get a little breathless because I'm going uphill, not in the best of shape. You turn the camera around, hopefully. And I'm hoping I'm not cutting myself off because I can't see my face in the camera because I have the camera turned around so I can see the lenses. And I'm wearing a hat, sunglasses because it's sunny, it's hot, and I need shade. So I need to get a hat which says make bold moves abroad. Anyway, I'm digressing, so let me get back to what I was saying. So the things that I did in the US to find my voice, and as I said, I didn't set out to find my voice. I just wanted to try new things, and I kind of was forced to do that because back in India I had worked in the corporate world. I have a background in zoology, biotechnology, food technology. I was tired of working in labs, working in marketing, working in the corporate world, and so I decided it was time to do something that I was passionate about, and I didn't know what it was. I just knew what I didn't want to do. But because I struggled with finding my community, getting opportunities when I moved here, that's what led me to create the Expat Woman, because I felt there were other women like me who might be in similar situations. And I gave myself permission to do that. No one said you have to do that. There's no playbook when you move to another country. Maybe there's certain things that you have to do. But in terms of finding your voice, stepping out of your comfort zone, it really depends on each person because each one has unique expertise and experiences and fears and stuff. I'm actually going to turn the camera around because the view of the casting pond, I don't know if you can see it ahead, it's really pretty. So hopefully you can see it through the trees. It's really, the water's so blue and lovely. And that's, it's like, in some ways, when you're first starting off, it's like trying to find a fish. You just throw the line, you're still trying to figure out how to fish, and you hope you catch something. And that's what I did initially. I knew I wanted to create something for women living abroad. The first event I hosted, no one even showed up. But I was determined to create a space for professional women like me who had moved here from around the world. Help them find a job, help them share their experiences with each other, navigate the country together. It was kind of focused on professional women. So that was the first step. So I'm going to share 5 things that I did to find my voice in the US. Before I do that, I want to show you my buddy, this horse. It's just cool to see him. I'm sorry if I'm distracting you, but it's just fun. That's why I like to do walk and talk videos, because I love seeing other countries, cities, places of interest, tourist spots, and I hope through my videos not only can I inspire you or hopefully inspire you, but also give you a glimpse into my world. So the first thing I did, and again, as I said earlier, I didn't set out to find my voice. Today I can say I found myself and my voice. It is evolving, but at least I can say I've gotten to really enjoy what I'm doing and excited about sharing my experiences and my expertise. And so the first thing I did was I didn't try to fit in. I didn't try to be like everyone else, like the locals, change my accent, do what the crowd was doing. And I think that's very important. I know we don't like to stand out, but it can actually be an advantage. Having an accent, talking about your experiences, your country, actually gives you a competitive edge. And in doing so, it helps you show up as an authentic person. And people buy from people. People want to connect with people who are showing up as themselves, who are sharing their amazing experiences, insights from their life in another country, from their accents. When they have an accent, it shows the world this person has lived somewhere else. This person can speak more than one language. So, just like I did, I want you to own your story, be proud of who you are, stop trying to fit in where it makes you uncomfortable. It's definitely important to do things the way people do in the country you move to out of respect, because I think part of this, you don't have to assimilate, but you have to follow rules. In Rome, do as the Romans do, but you don't have to be like everyone else. You want to hold on to your authenticity. And then the second thing I did was I started before I was ready. When I started the Expat Woman, I had never run a business before. I had hosted a couple of events. I didn't have any website experience. I had no writing experience. I had a background in biotech, working in the lab, marketing for a food tech company, biotech company, etc. I didn't have any experience, and this is why I'm also grateful to the US. And I'll share why I am. But so that's the second tip. Just start before you're ready, because clarity comes when you start doing stuff regularly. And again, I'm going to just turn the camera around, just like show you all those beautiful trees and the blue sky. Yes. So there's also imposter syndrome, the fear of being judged when you're not ready. Those fears will kick in, but you just go ahead and do it. And I think it's more important to focus on who will benefit from you showing up than worry about what will my colleagues say, what will my family say, am I going to make a fool of myself? So that's the second one. The third is finding your community, finding people who inspire you. It can be in the country you live in, the city you live in, or it can be internationally, globally. I run the Expat Woman. We have over 50,000 women across social media, our newsletters, our events, etc. And I created the Expat Woman because I realized how women struggle with finding themselves, with finding like-minded women, women who've had similar experiences to them. And it came from a problem I was facing, and that leads me to my next tip of what I did to find my voice. I struggled with finding people who understood what I was going through. Other professional women looking for a job or wanting to start a business who had moved to the US or San Francisco, because I was based in San Francisco, and that led me to create the Expat Woman. So sometimes when you find community, or you're looking for something, you get your aha moments, you get your clarity, you create something that you never dreamt of. Before I moved to the US, in India, I never thought of entrepreneurship. As I said, I don't have any background experience in running a business. So find your community. We have a wonderful membership where I give my members opportunities to connect with each other, to collaborate, to showcase the expertise, to find their voice, to get clarity. I'm going to turn back because I have to head back to the fishing pond or casting pond, because I think my daughter's almost done. So that's the third thing I did. The fourth one was I didn't wait for perfection. As you can see, even with this video, I'm doing a walk and talk. Now I could do 100 takes and still not be satisfied. But I want to get my message across. Maybe you can't see my eyes because I'm wearing sunglasses, because it's so sunny. My hair's a mess. I'm trying a new recording device for the first time. Hopefully the sound is good. I'll share a link to it in the comments, because it's apparently a really good one. But I'm just doing it because I don't have a large amount of time, and I know I can keep trying and trying and still not be perfect. But by doing what I'm doing today, maybe if I keep doing it consistently, I'll get better at doing these walk and talk videos. As I mentioned earlier, I haven't done one in a while. So this is hopefully the start of doing these walk and talk videos regularly. And the next one is realizing that it's bigger than you. When you decide to do something, you're so worried about, again, being judged, about making a fool of yourself. Just like with the expat woman, these videos I do, my LinkedIn posts, I realize that someone's going to benefit somewhere from what I do. And so I just need to, start creating. And I've been doing this for years now. I started with LinkedIn and now I'm doing YouTube and through my events. So find a channel. I found a channel, my events and LinkedIn were my two main channels, and of course Facebook. I have a Facebook group and now YouTube, because my next tip after that is, if you're not visible, if you're not putting yourself out there, your voice is hidden. And when your voice is hidden, you're doing a disservice to yourself and to others who can benefit from it. Let me turn the camera around so you can enjoy the beautiful view, the blue waters, the sky, and then come back to me. And why I'm doing this video during this 4th of July week is because the US has given me opportunities. I'm sure wherever you live in the world, currently you will find opportunities, but I wanted to just talk about the US and celebrate it because of the US. And I live in the San Francisco Bay Area, which is very diverse, which is very pro-immigrant or expat or whatever you call yourself. I have had opportunities to connect with other women, grow the expat woman. When I started the expat woman and I put myself out there and I knew I wanted to host events, so many corporations supported us, hosted the event, sponsored us, and that helped me grow the business tremendously. So maybe it may not happen in other parts of the US, but the San Francisco Bay Area played a huge role in growing the expat woman and it making helping me grow my income for the business so I could do so much more. And the US also encourages people to share their voice, to speak for themselves. When I was in India, and maybe things have changed now, when you shared your voice, it was considered bragging, showing off. As I said, maybe things have changed now, but 20 plus years ago, it wasn't. It was, you usually didn't talk about stuff like people do here. And I think that has given me the confidence that I can be who I am and what I want. And I will share a link to a video I did last year for the 4th of July about the freedom I experienced in the US. Now, maybe in a country where you can't do this, you can go internationally. You can become a global voice. There's LinkedIn and YouTube, my two favorite platforms, and of course Facebook for Facebook groups. So there are ways, especially if you want to reach folks in other countries. But the diversity, the opportunities to share my voice, I feel maybe there's less judgment here. I didn't, or maybe I know fewer people, so I don't really care what people say about me because I feel there are fewer people to judge me. And then there were, being in the San Francisco Bay Area again, the focus on entrepreneurship, on hosting events, on networking. These were all skills I learned after moving here. I learned how to host events. I learned how to network. I learned the importance of networking because a lot of stuff is you get in the professional world, referrals, recommendations is through networking. But again, I want you to think about how you can tap into either the global platforms or the country you live in or the country you're from to find your voice, to find yourself. If you don't find your voice, if you're staying invisible, someone who could have benefited from what you have to share is losing out on your expertise, on your skills. So start today. Start figuring out what you want to talk about, your unique story. Step into your authenticity. Don't wait for perfection, and you will find yourself. I love what I do. I get so much pleasure out of running the Expat Woman, out of creating content, out of doing these videos, out of bringing women together, out of empowering women, helping them make bold moves abroad, out of running my membership. And I'm also LinkedIn coach and YouTube coach. I'll share links to those in the comments as well. If you are looking to work with someone one-on-one to get that inspiration, to find your voice, to share your voice through these platforms. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. Let me know in the comments what's one tip or takeaway or aha moment you got from this video. And do hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.